Hello, welcome into this mystery reading. I'm Molly, the Quantum Leap Queen. Thanks for joining me on this reading. These readings are a timeless resource for you to come utilize whenever you need some extra nourishment in your life. You pick a reading simply based on your intuition, let it guide you to the right one for you in your current life chapter. So I'm going to set the intention, as always, to give you guys the best message that you need to hear today. And I'm starting with the tarot to get some details. I am starting with the Pause Tarot. So, what are we talking about today with you, my friend? I have the Knight of Wands, the first card out. The Nine of Wands in the reverse. Ooh, I like this combo, actually. I feel like this is saying you are starting to just take action without overthinking it, without making it mean anything. Like, I really get this sense of you've done a lot of inner work to get to this point of releasing of expectations, of self-sabotaging yourself by procrastination. Maybe there's a little bit of that in your life, but I see you've really pushed past barriers from the past that kept you small, that kept you safe, that kept you from creating, like being yourself and creating. And I just see you you're just taking actions on the things that you used to dream about taking action on. Now you're actually putting pen to paper, rubber to road, and you are creating things without expectations. And I think that's really getting your energy flowing. What else can I tell you? I have the Seven of Pentacles. There is this new profound sense of patience with yourself. I don't think you had this level of patience with yourself in the past and perhaps got very discouraged when you didn't do the things that you aligned for yourself to do. But there's something here. There's something very strong here about releasing of the expectations and actually having the patience to see things through, like actually being willing to do that hard work and just more like that consistent work. Not that it's hard, but it's like, yes, it is effort, and consistency is like the most important thing for you right now. Yeah, you have your eyes set on like a vision in the future, but I feel like you hold it loosely. You're walking towards it, but you have no expectations as in terms of like how it actually appears and shows up. There's a lightness that comes to you now with creation. I have the Nine of Cups. What else with that? I have the Three of Cups. Okay. I get the sense with this combo that you're more focused on your own world now. I think there have been distractions or like excuses you've used in the past, maybe not creating because, I don't know, you're too busy partying, for example, or it could be just like using any kind of substance, or it could be addicted to a person. There was some kind of like thing that washed you away from being with yourself and really choosing yourself. But I feel that the energy now with the Nine of Cups is like really coming back to yourself and not letting made up excuses call the shots. You are reclaiming your energy, and I'm hearing something about like boundaries, sovereignty, really just letting go of the things that don't get you to where you actually want to go, where your soul actually wants to go. You are letting go, making the sacrifices of the egoic things that kept you safe in the past or that gave you some kind of emotional nourishment, but they no longer are. And you've had to be real and honest with yourself about what those things are and eliminate them, or at least have a much more balanced relationship with them. That's what I see. I just see you putting yourself now as the priority, and that's making a difference in your life. What else can I tell my friend? What else? What other advice do they need to hear? I have the Ace of Pentacles and Death. Wow. That's quite a contrast, or quite a combination here. The gift is in what you went through. I think you've been to your limits and beyond when it comes to the self-betrayal, the self-loathing, how you speak to yourself, and then the actions you take to invest in yourself and your life. So I think you really have gone through a dark night of the soul, several, but I think every time you went through that bit of poison period, you extracted so much from that poison in order to then build your future differently. And you wouldn't have the wisdom or the insight to build the clarity to build what you want to build had you not gone through death in ways, like egoic death in ways. And the Ace of Pentacles is saying, like, you can make whatever you want from what you've been through. You've gathered the wisdom, and like, listen to your intuition, listen to your limitless self's options for you, like advice for you. Like, we truly are connected all the time. We've never not been connected to source itself. So you can get the wisdom straight from the tap, and it speaks to you through your intuition. So listening deeply and honoring your own intuition, I feel like, is becoming stronger at this time. And I don't quite feel like the manifestation is here yet of what you are building or creating. I feel like you're kind of at the beginning journey of that, just discovering. But I do think you are perhaps over this death period, or just getting over it, or recognizing like really what it was. Because when you're in the heat of it, you're just like, get me the heck out of here. You can't focus on anything else. You can only see the stepping stones when you look back. You can't necessarily see them up front, but you are being guided all the time. And I think that's something you're coming to the realization of and practicing more within your life, is that limitless guidance that you have connected to you. What else? I have the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. Something about when you feel off balance, one of the best things that you can do, well, number one, not beat yourself up, of course. Life is always a wave. But the other thing would be to either have some sort of movement, take some sort of action that helps you to just address what's coming up and kind of get you back to a balance point. So that's just a reminder as you are moving forward now and having off days, having days where you feel just wacky. Doing something, it can be even something small, like going on a walk, or like making yourself a nice, hot chocolate, or just something that like helps you to nourish yourself again. Like, you do it for you, and that will help you actually bring you back to that point of stability. That little act of self-love, that little act of kindness for yourself, like, really pays off big time. That's something I'm hearing to tell you. Let's get one last message from the tarot before we move on to some oracle messages. Nice. I have the Nine of Pentacles. Let me just see if there is something else with that. Oh, okay. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. So what I get is, with this message, is saying, like, I think this is happening naturally for you, but really, if something really isn't emotionally aligning with you, like the Eight of Cups, you are just not as afraid to walk away like you used to be in the past, like fearing losing something. I feel like you're much more in this energy of the Nine of Pentacles now. Like, if it's not meant to be for me, then it's not meant to be, and I will let it go. Even if I had some, emotional attachment to it at one point, the number one thing for me is not losing myself again. Everything else is gonna come and go, but I know I have me at the end of the day, that I am my own home. Like, you've created such a nice garden for yourself, a nice inner garden. And that's something that no one can take away from you. That's the work that you've done, and no one else has access to that inner garden. I guess unless you allow them to, but truly it's it's you and you, and I just see you're just not as afraid to walk away, or like you don't feel the need to justify yourself. You're just moving with integrity and authenticity based on the vibration, the clarity that you have now about like what aligns with you and what doesn't. So let's move on. Let's go to some oracle messages now. I'm going to start with the angel number oracle. Yep, that's this deck. What's the best angel number or numbers for my friend today? Ooh. How many do we have? We have 3. Perseverance with 202. We have bonds with 2020. And we have a luck with 777. So the 2s, the 0s, the 7s. That is what we have. The perseverance, the bonds, and the luck. For some reason, I'm getting like consistency truly is your secret sauce. Like committing to a project, committing to something for the long term, and showing up for it again and again and again, and always like where it becomes second nature. That I think is what is going to bring in the luck and the abundance, and truly like the bond with this thing is when you just show up for it again and again. And that is your life, that is the projects you're doing, that is the relationships you want to have. It's everything. The consistency is something that perhaps wasn't as solid in the past, but now it's becoming very solid as you are regaining that sense of self from a really grounded perspective, from the work that you've done on yourself. So perhaps one of these numbers really resonates with you, or several. I'm noticing the blues and the greens. Something about nature too. Like if you ever need a break or inspiration or anything, like remember you can always reconnect back with nature. I'm just thinking now, like I'm recording this end of December, and I'm in Mexico where it's nice and toasty warm, but I am from Minnesota and I've spent most of my life in the cold, and sometimes it gets to you so much, like when you like the chill. One thing that really saved me when I was living in a cold place once, a cold environment, was I went to a conservatory where it's basically like a huge giant greenhouse, and they had lots of exotic plants, and that gave me so much nourishment. I was literally like crawling out of my skin, like needing some heat and moisture in my life, and because it was like nowhere around me, and that saved me. So like even something like that, where if the environment feels a little too compressing, that you can reconnect back with nature in some way and somehow. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to pull from the I Create My Reality deck next. It's this one. There's a lot of great decks, but I gotta be honest, I think this one is my favorite. Definitely my most used oracle deck. Okay, so your message is, oh nice, and you even got what's on the cover. You got the card on the cover. Love that. It says, expand your life and your life expands. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. You are anything you want to be starting right now. You were born with a full set of talents, and what you want to be is what you are meant to be. Explore and experiment as you take chances. You will learn how to use your talents wisely. Your endless talents bring endless opportunities. Expand your life and your life expands. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Especially like exploring, experimenting, like, what you want to be is who you're meant to be. Like, that is it. I really feel like that's the chapter you're in, is like exploration of yourself and your power now that you have more access to it and more clarity. It's like a more clear vessel that it can it can go through, just like this. And it's like, okay, what can you create now that you have the wisdom, you've gone through the things, and you're kind of entering this like clear, unknown Twilight Zone type space, and you just have like free range and free access to like use it as you want. And it's kind of overwhelming in that way because you've been like so restricted for so long. But now it's just about self-discovery and curiosity, and I think that's exactly how you should be in this period, or what would help you in this period of time is not to take it so seriously and just to be very light with what you're creating. You're already going to be learning things. Your emotions are going to be up and down. Like, that's just life, right? But keep dropping the expectations of yourself and just continue to show up and create, because you know that your self-expression of your magic is what's creating more magic in you and around you. And that's like your soul's greatest desire. And especially at this time, you've done the work, you've done the cultivation work to now express your magic to its fullest extent. But you're like, what is that? And like, what can I create? That's what I'm getting. That's what the energy is telling me. And it's very exciting. It's not something to rush at all. Sometimes, we want the next manifestation here already, but it's very important that you just slow down and be with yourself with exactly where you're at, because it will be gone like that. So you're not going to be in this chapter again. So really slow down and be with yourself in this chapter and have fun experimenting and exploring inside this chapter. Okay, next, I'm going to read from the Moonology deck. Best message for my friend from this deck. Oh, okay, we got two. We have don't let pride get in your way with the full moon in Leo. And we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, the full moon in Capricorn. So we have two full moons, Leo, Capricorn, both really strong energies. And I feel like they both are describing so well exactly where you are, because it is the end of a tough cycle. You're just beginning this new cycle of freedom for yourself. And don't let pride get in your way. Don't let ego, don't let your mind, don't let expectations get in the way of your creation. Also, Leo is very creative energy, and Capricorn brings in the stability to create what you want to create. I just love that they're both full moons. It's kind of like, it's go time. You're here, you've arrived, and now it's time to create. As I'm recording this, in like 4 or 5 days, there is a full moon in Cancer. So there's full moon energy in this reading as well with the moon. Cancer and Capricorn are opposing each other on the astrological wheel. And yeah, they're just super powerful. The moon is ruled by Cancer, the moon rules Cancer. So there's just a lot of powerful moon energy, I feel like, surrounding you right now. And if you ever want to get a little witchy with it, a little magical with it, you can manifest with the moon. You can definitely just like Google how to do that, and honestly make your own practice, or like do what aligns with you. But using the moon as a resource to create and to get inspiration and just to ask for help and guidance, truly. I have a lot of theories on the moon that I've just cultivated, and we'll have to share those another day. But just look at the moon as like a powerful reflector and a powerful consciousness as well. And when you see it like that and you honor it and you work with her, bro, there's magic to be created there. Okay, so lastly, my last deck for you guys I'm going to pull from is the Animal Oracle. And let's find out what's the best message for my friend from this deck. Wow, we have transformation. Look at this. This one, was this also... Oh, okay. It's not quite the same. Kind of. Like, it's kind of the same as the cover as well. So, you're like just stepping into the shell of your ultimate self. Like, you're just at the beginning point of it. Let's read about this transformation. This is number 42, the phoenix. Phoenix is an ancient bird that will burn himself every few hundred years to be born anew. He diligently builds his nest with cinnamon and frankincense. Then, with one clap of his wings, he ignites his nest into a blazing fire. He endures a night filled with roaring flames and insurmountable pain. When the sun begins to rise, he too emerges from the ashes more brilliant and mesmerizing than the human mind can fathom. Phoenix comes with information medicine. He says you are on the verge of a total transformation, although you may still be living a current reality that your past self manifested. The medicine of this card foretells a profound change in its approaching. You are in the space in between jumping timelines. This timeline is your transformation from an old version of yourself into a new and evolved version of yourself. Do you not get caught in the trap of believing your current reality defines what lies ahead? It is very possible you are projecting old limiting beliefs onto the situation. Trust that all your effort over the last months and years are in the alchemical process of manifesting. You are now in the moment before you shift into your fullest self. You must believe the highest version of yourself is waiting and ready to be self-actualized. Damn. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You're like right there. You're like stepping into this limitless self. It's new. Like you're just like it's like you just walked in to this new suit, to this new chapter. But I do think the burning stage of the phoenix life cycle is over, and it's like you're just being birthed from the ashes. That's the space in the chapter you're in, is what I'm getting. There's a really incredible song called Phoenix. The artist is Fia, F-I-A. If anyone is interested, it's such a great song when you're going through a transformation. And yeah, I don't feel like I have too much to add to that, to be honest. I think that was pretty self-explanatory and just right in line with everything that you are going through from what I can read energetically. So be gentle with yourself in this chapter. You're literally like born again, and be curious in this chapter. Try out different things, explore, experiment. I think that's the best place you can put your energy right now, is into just self-discovery and just trying things out without expectations. So I hope this reading resonated with you. I hope it gave you nourishment, and whenever you need more nourishment, come on back. My whole channel is a library of timeless mystery readings. So till the next one, guys. We'll see you on the next reading. Bye.